If you've ever dreamed of wandering through European streets, uncovering treasures at a Paris flea market, strolling down an Italian strada to visit a Sunday market, or stepping into tiny art shops with your favorite art mediums, this video is for you. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm taking you antiquing with me through France and Italy, sharing my favorite vintage finds along the way. From flea markets to hidden antique shops, I'll show you the pieces that captured my heart. I'm also sharing the art and papery stores in Paris that I always come back to. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, come wander with me, and let's go treasure hunting together. This video has been a long time coming, I know, but I'm excited to finally share my vintage/art haul from my 6-week trip to Europe last fall. This first vintage find is probably one of my favorites from the whole trip. I got this in Como at the vintage market with the ladies from our Bellagio retreat. Isn't this just so beautiful? It's an old vintage biscuit tin. It's quite large, so I actually had a hard time getting it home, but I've decided I'm going to have it in my art space instead of up in my kitchen, and I am putting some markers in it. So some of these markers I actually got in Paris from a art shop in the Saint-Germain area, and I had never seen those before. I know that we can get Piblo, or however you say that, in America, but I went ahead and just picked up a few of those, and I have so many markers at home, as you can see, and that's why I think I'm going to just use this tin for marker storage. Now this shop I was so excited to go to, Marin Montague. It's in the 6th, and it is just a curiosity shop. I'm not sure what you would call it. I did find this one on Instagram before I went, so I checked it out before the ladies arrived, and it was fantastic. I took them back so that they could check it out as well, and I probably bought too many things from them. This is a little tea towel that I might hang in my art space, along with that little plate with the green chairs. I think I'm just in love with the green chairs at the Paris Gardens. These are some patches that I got from there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but they were just too cute to pass up. I might put them on my art bag at some point. And then I got just a bunch of little things. I have a few things that I'm not sharing on here because they were Christmas gifts and I forgot to show them, but they had some pencils, those pencils, and then they actually had some pencils that looked like little baguettes, and I got those for the girls for some stocking stuffers. Just a postcard, and that's their logo with the hand. Just some really fun stuff. Okay, these little tiny treasures are so beautiful, and unfortunately I did not buy any of those in that box, and I should have. Victoria was the one that told me, Mom, if you find these little pill boxes, get some, and I did, but I ended up getting these ones from Como, and they are definitely not as pretty as the first ones that you saw in the video. But they're very, very tiny, and I did end up getting quite a few. I think I got like 5 or 6 of them for a very, very inexpensive price. The ones in the first video were a lot more money. But you know how it happens where you see something and you walk on by and you think you're going to come back and get it. And I did try to get it, and they were all gone. One lady, they said, bought the entire treasure trove of these Limoges boxes or pill boxes. So I got these, and they were little stocking stuffers for the girls for Christmas as well, but they're just so fun to put anywhere, to bring with you. You could actually put pills in them or vitamins in them, but they're just such a cute little treasure. I have to say that September is such a great time to go to France. The weather was fantastic, and the flea markets were plentiful. So here are more items that I got. This is some ribbon. I just fell in love with it instantly. It was at the Van Vess flea market in Paris, and this was also there. There is a lady that has been there for many, many years that has all little doodads and buttons and kind of papery stuff and fabric stuff, so I got that from her. And then I found this actually in Provence. It was so pretty. I don't know what it really is. I was trying to kind of figure that out. It looks like it's I don't know. I really don't know what this is. I think it might be talking about different wines. I don't know. If anybody knows what that is, let me know. But since I don't speak French or read French, I'm not really sure. I think it says vins, so it has something to do with wine. And it just had such pretty illustrations in it. I decided to grab it, and I'm not sure what I will do with it, but that's so pretty. Okay, this next item is actually my favorite find of the whole trip. This is a piece of artwork from the Sacré-Cœur area, and I'm not sure if that 64 means it was painted in 1964. I really don't know, but it is so pretty, and it's going up on my gallery wall. Now these are more tins. These are larger tins, and I actually got a couple tins from this place that are larger. And I loved these. I think I might have to get one next time. They're so mid-century, and they would fit perfectly in our house. Now these are really cool, and I actually got these for Isabella. They are old playbills, and she's in theater and seeing, so I just thought that they were so pretty, so I picked up a couple of these for her. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're actually from 1840. Probably not, but okay, that one's from 1929. Let's see what this one says in the inside. I'm not sure. I doubt that that's from 1840 because I don't know that they had advertising, but I don't know. They're just fun, and I know she'll enjoy those. So here is another book slash magazine. This is on one artist that I actually have never heard of, and I absolutely loved it though. I'm not sure what you want to say as far as the style of art, Albert, but really fun to look at, and I love these kind of books. I think I got this one at one of the boxes on the Seine River. I mean, that's kind of an impressionist look, so maybe it's post-impressionism. I'm not really sure, but I love the outline of things in black. I've kind of always done that with my art, and I've seen a few artists. Cézanne does that as well. He did that, I should say. And I just kind of like the colors in this one, so I'm going to use it as kind of a master study. Here is the town of Aix, and we stayed there for part of our trip for our anniversary. It was a great town. I'm not sure that we'd stayed there again, but it was fun to see. And here I'm about to explain some of the flea markets we're going to. All right, we are on to Market 3. We've been to 2, and as you notice, I have a new hat, I have a scarf, and I got a market bag. Okay, that was fun. I don't know why I showed you that, but here's some lavender. Of course, in Provence, that's everywhere. And then some more vintage finds. Both of these places were at the market in the town of Aix. This is another beautiful tin, and this I got at the vintage market. I can't remember. It was the one that had the mid-century modern carafes. But I wanted to show it to you here because this box that I'm going to be unwrapping is from Aix, and this little, actually not so little shop that we went into, I just fell in love with, and I'll put the name down below. It is just such a fun shop. I wanted to buy so much for the girls for Christmas because this was before Christmas, but we ended up finding these lemons, and my husband is half Italian, and he remembers his nanas having something similar to this. So he was all about getting these and finding them. And he went to great lengths to find these because we actually ended up not buying them in Aix because that shop said, oh, there's a big store in Paris. You'll be able to get these in Paris. Well, he had to go to 3 different stores in Paris to find them, and they only had so many. I think he got 8 in total. But he loves them. They're on our kitchen island right now in a wooden bowl, and it's just something that reminds him of his grandma's from Italy. And even though we found these in Provence, they were a great find with that tin as well. This is a vintage towel. I got this one in Paris. I just loved it. I don't know what I'll do with it. I might stick it in my kitchen, even though we're kind of mid-century modern here, but I just had to get it and not let it pass me by. And then the next one is some jewelry. I love jewelry, and so I had to get a piece, and I love this piece. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, and it has a strange back. It's like a clip. So, but I absolutely love the black cameo. All right, we're back in Italy, Lake Como to be specific, and this is on the day that we went to the market in Como, and I had to share with you guys what I got. I love swans. I collect swans, and swans are a thing all over Lake Como, so I found this at the Como market. And then I also found this fun pear. I ended up giving it to my mom for her birthday. I don't know, I'm not sure where it's from or what time frame I should say, but it just was so pretty, and it has a little hole there, so I'm not sure what the hole is meant for. If anybody knows, let me know, but it was just so pretty, and I know my mom would love it. It just looks kind of like from the 70s. This tin, oh man, it's so beautiful. This is another tin. I got 3 tins. I don't know how I ended up getting these home in my suitcases. I love this tin. I got this one in Como as well. And there was a lady selling all kinds of tins. I could have bought 10 more. They were all so pretty, but I had to narrow it down. So I bought this one and that very first tin that I showed you at the beginning of this video. That one is actually on my bookshelf, and I absolutely love it. This I got in Paris. I don't know why I thought I got it in Italy, but now I'm remembering. I got it in Paris. It was like €2, and it's a vintage sewing kit. And it had all kinds of stuff in it. Thread and needles and whatever that kind of thread is. Some scissors, some buttons, and look at that old spool. Oh yeah, and that was in there too. Wow. Yeah, it was just in a like paper box with a whole bunch of stuff, and it said everything was €2 each. And so, oh wow, that looks kind of rusty and old, but I loved the horse theme of it, and yeah, I'm keeping that. I was thinking about giving it to one of the girls, but nope, it's staying with Mama. Now, these were the first things that I bought when I got to the market in Como. And there was a guy that had a whole bunch of paintings. I asked him how much these were, and they were €5. And I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, okay. I even asked him, €5? Cinque? Si. So I bought them, and they were gifted to my 2 oldest daughters who have homes. But they look great in their houses. I'm not too sad about it. Now, these are fun, and I'm not showing all of them in this video because I forgot to film them. I got one for each of the girls and myself. They're just old alarm clocks. They don't work anymore, but they're just fun to put on your side table. I actually have a few of these already that I put around the house, and I'll stack like 2 or 3 books and then put that on top of books on a table, and they just look so fun. Here are a couple more vintage finds. I, as you know by now, love tins, but I like to collect the small ones for art supplies when I'm traveling, so I'll put Neo colors in there or just little art supplies. And this little tray I thought was cute to put your rings on. Now I want to share with you all the art supplies that I got while I was in Europe, and this first store here is Chagrin. They make all their art supplies locally, and I have used their watercolors for years and just started trying out their gouache recently, but they also have oils. It's a great shop, and it's right on the Seine, right down the street from Sennelier, which is one of my favorite shops and have been to many times. Again, both of these shops they have been around since the 1800s, and people like Monet and Van Gogh have used, Picasso have used their art supplies. Here at Sennelier, these are some of their large oil pastels, which I did buy one, and I'm kind of gazing here at the normal sized oil pastels and seeing what colors are available. And it's just such a great old shop. I mean, look at these old drawers that you open and find treasures in. It's such a fun shop. This is upstairs at Sennelier, in the area where all their journals and paper are, and you'll notice there's a book here that's handmade. I love the edges of that paper. Okay, so this is the oil pastel that I bought. It's extra large, and I'll show you in a second the difference in size. This was a great color choice because it's kind of a neutral. There's the original size, and that's the larger size. These are very, very creamy, the small ones, but if you are familiar with oil pastels, you know that these are pretty much top of the line, and those are the colors that I decided to get because I didn't have a lot of blues and grays, and I like those peachy neutrals. So that was a fun time shopping. These I got there, and they are gouache. I didn't even actually know that Sennelier had gouache, but these were on sale, Venetian red and then a red brown. They're similar in color, but distinct enough to where I'm glad I bought both of them. And then this was the one gouache that I tried. They're not cheap, so I decided to just purchase one from this store, Chagrin, and try it out. And then when I go back in April, I will get some more. I just didn't know, I know that they're good quality, but I didn't know if I would like them, and I do actually like them. When I go to places like this, I'm always looking for something that I can't find here in America, and I'm sure that these are probably available somewhere, but locally in Colorado they are not available. So I tried to look for things that, they're unique to that area. And those are from Germany, and the other one is from Austria. So anyways, those were great colors. I was obviously there during the fall, so I was getting some fall colors. This one reminded me of a woody from, I can't remember what the name is called, but anyways, these worked great, and I think this one was water soluble, so that was fun to use. And then this was just another one, another brand, and this one was also aquarelle, means water soluble, so it was a nice brown color that I still use at home. And yeah, these are just some nice colors to have. They're pretty much staples, not just in the fall. So do you think I bought too many sketchbooks? Probably. This one I got at a different art shop. I'll put the name down below because I can't remember, and I highly doubt I could even pronounce it. But that one is all black paper, which is kind of fun to have a sketchbook like that. I don't think this is something that is only there because it's Sakura brand, so I'm sure I could have gotten that in America. I think my thought process was, I'll maybe use this on the trip, but I had too many art supplies. This is one of my favorite journals, the Moleskine. This is a different one because you see how it flips out like that. Mine is more vertical, and this is a horizontal notebook, so I just bought it because I thought that was a unique way. I've never really used journals in that format, so I thought I'd give that a try. And that one is watercolor, so the ones that I usually use from Moleskine are from their art collection, but it's not quite as heavy paper. Watercolor, I don't really use a ton of watercolor, but this is definitely thicker when I want to use some of the art products that need more water. This one, not cheap again, 28.50 euros. This is also watercolor paper from Chagrin, and I'm showing different sizes here. And I'm excited to get into these. This one was the one I got at Sennelier. I actually really enjoy the look of this one, and I think it's made in Japan or India, maybe. I'm not sure. It says South India on the back there. I love the edges, how they're torn like that, and it's really thick paper. I think it also kind of, well, no, it doesn't really, it's not a lay flat one, but I thought I'd give that one a try. Now I want to take you back to Monet's garden in Giverny. It is such a beautiful garden. There's so much to see there. And this is inside of his house. It's just lovely. These are not original paintings, I found out, which I figured were not. But in his, I guess, studio where he used to paint inside, they have a whole bunch of art. And this is actually looking out from his bedroom. Every time I come to Monet's Gardens, I wish I could be there early in the morning with a cup of coffee and just stroll through all of his gardens. It's just magical. Here's his shop, and this is one of the things that I bought there, which is a pillow, and it's on my sofa down here. Now we're back in Paris at this beautiful paper store. I mean, everywhere you look, there's just beautiful things on the walls, and I took the ladies there on one of our last days together. This is a vintage shop that had beautiful frames. And this is the store Merci in Paris that has all kinds of fun stuff. Another paper shop. I'll list all the names below. I wanted to take the ladies to all of my favorites, and this was definitely one of them. So here's some of those items I got from these stores. This was from the store Merci, which I think they now have 2 stores in Paris. And this was a little charm that is on some ribbon. And I just think that that's so cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking I'd use it as a bracelet, but who knows. The next thing is a tin from Angelina's. And if you've been to Paris before, you know that Angelina's is a famous restaurant that has, it's more of like a tea house, and they're famous for their chocolates. So those chocolates were actually given to me by the hotel that we were staying at. Here are some papers and stickers that I got at Melody's Graphics. I just love all the vintage styles here. I got a fun card for my daughter, which I have not given to her yet, so I have to do that. And these pretty papers, I just picked out a few. This book is from the Institute of France, and they had 3 different kinds. One was, I think, on animals, and this is on botanicals, and then they had another one coming out on music. And I just thought it was so pretty. I love the different illustrations here because I want to get more into drawing botanicals. So I thought this was just a beautiful book of inspiration for that. Like many other people, when you go on vacations, I collect postcards. So I have a whole bunch here that I'm just quickly going through from all the different towns that we went to. I love that town. That's in Provence. And then some of these are vintage, some of them are new. And that's an artist I just fell in love with. So this is just great ephemera, which is just stuff that you can use to put in your traveler's notebooks or your journals. And that was the Hotel Regina where we stayed at. And this guy was such a great artist. Yep, that's his name. And I actually found him on Instagram and followed him. I just love his style of art and kind of want to study it a little bit more because it's totally up my alley. Here's a few more postcards. This was another one that I loved, of Rouen. I don't know how to say that town. And then I wanted to show you a few things that I got for my grandkids. You know, if you have kids or grandkids and you're on a vacation, we're always thinking about them and what we think that they would like. So this was a fun little accordion book, and I thought that was so cute. I almost wanted to keep it for myself. And then I got also a couple of these at one of the art stores, which I just thought was a great book for, like, you could either use it as a journal, but you could also tear out the pages and use it as just journaling pages, ephemera. This was another one that had a lot of fun papers inside of it for keeping your memories of your trip. And then here are a couple things I got for the grand girls, because they know Grammy is an artist and loves to paint, and I thought that these would be fun for them. So it's like a little sticker book with some inspiration from Van Gogh, and also a couple of different books on Monet and Cézanne, which are great books as they get older to learn more about these artists. Here's another sticker book that I thought was so cute, little boulangerie. Another thing that I like to collect, and something I started last year, was collecting all different pens, and I have a purpose for them. I actually thought that they'd be fun to go onto my art bag. So in a previous video, I think it was last week, I shared all the different art supplies that I use for when I'm traveling, and one of those things was an art bag that I'm about to show you. And I decided to go ahead and put all of these little pins on that art bag. Here's the pins that I have on it so far, and then I'm going to start putting all of these other pins on it. Some of those pins are from Monet's Garden, one is from England, the typewriter is from Shakespeare and Company in Paris, and then I think there was a little Italian one. Actually, one of the guys in Provence at a flea market gave it to me for free. We started talking, and he had been an art teacher in New Orleans. He was French, but he lived in New Orleans for a while, and I was telling him about the next retreat I was doing in Bellagio, so he gave that to me for free. So I'm just finishing up putting all of the pins on my travel bag, and I think it's got some space for more. Alright, I love this book that I got. I can't even believe what's inside of it. So it's a vintage book on Bruges, Belgium, which is where we're going. Yes, it's got some old pages, but wait till you see what's inside of this book. I was flipping through it, and look, somebody had dried flowers in it. I don't know how old that is, but they have preserved so nicely in there, and I was just so happy to see that. Isn't that awesome? I love this book. So for the last thing, I want to show you a memory and a memento. For Lance and I's 36th wedding anniversary, we were in Europe, in France, for 2 weeks, and on our actual anniversary, we went to Ralph's for lunch. Of course, I had to check out the coffee shop because last time I was there, it was not there yet. And so I got a coffee, and then we had lunch together, and it's such a beautiful patio. If you're ever in Paris, you should definitely have lunch at Ralph's. And this is my memento, a cute little coffee cup from Ralph's. It was so cute, I had to get it, and I wanted to share it with you guys as well. It's been so fun showing you guys all of the things that I got when I was in Europe, and next week I will be sharing this. So I put together this while I was in Paris with the ladies, and it's just kind of like a travel journal / junk journal / ephemera and all kinds of fun stuff in there. I will share that with you guys next week.